initializing the local repository. Okay, so how to initialize means, so basically we need to execute the command here. Okay, so what is that command? Git init. Okay, git init, it will initializes the local directory or a local end drive, acts as a, it will initializes that directory or a mount point as a local repository. Okay, and once we create a directory, or also once we create a files or a code, okay, it is working fine. When the developer comes to know that this code is working fine in his local machine, what he will do, he will push us that code to our remote repository. So remote repo, so where is our remote repo? That is our git, sorry, github.com. So here we need to sign up, guys. Okay, so first what we will do, first we will, so I hope guys my screen is not lagging.
So your
Not giving display.
network is not good, sir. So even we are getting a voice breakage also.
Yeah,
Just a
we are
second,
getting voice.
just a
Also
second,
echo in voice.
just a second, I'll just restart it. Okay, now is it okay, guys? So currently you can able to see the Windows sorry, desktop.
Yes.
Okay, so actually guys, whole day I will be, I was busy with my office work now, so hence the data is getting exhausted since, hence it is getting very slow. I will try to fix some issue. Okay, extremely sorry for that. Okay, so what I will do, guys, you can go to any of your hard drive, like a C drive, D drive, E drive, any drive, there is no issues. Okay, and create a one directory. As an example, I'm taking here. Okay, so just do a create a one directory here. I'm just creating a one directory under desktop only. Okay, so we call this one as the, just name I am giving DevOps. So what is the date today? 21/07. Okay, enter. Okay, so just go into this directory. Right now you can see, so guys, it is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so right now you can see, guys, so there is no files, nothing, so it is just an empty folder here. Okay, so now what we will do is we will create this DevOps 21/07 as a local repository. Okay, so here, guys, in the interview they may ask you this question. Okay, so as I told you, the what you call the local repository. Okay, so the interviewer may ask, so where is your local repository? Okay, so here there is no specific location, guys, here. Okay, so wherever you execute the git init, right, so that entire directory or entire drive, that acts as a local repository. Okay, so let's create that. So in order to do that, as I told you, we need to install a git bash, as well as we need to sign up in a github.com, guys. Okay, so as I already downloaded the git bash, So in the installation of the git bash, guys, it is just the same software like any other software we used to install, right? Just do a next. Okay, it will install. It will install. There is no issues. Okay, so once you've done that one, guys, okay, just do a right click, okay, wherever you wants to go to that any of the drive, okay, and do a right click and select git bash here. Sorry. Fine. So you need to do a right click and select git bash here. Okay. So I'm just maximizing this. So I hope the screen is visible. So now what we need to do in order to initialize this DevOps 2107 as a local repository, you need to execute git init. Okay. So execute the command git init, init. Okay, this will it will initialize us this DevOps 2107 as a local repository, guys. Just do a enter. You can see now it has initialized the empty git repository in c:users Nandial desktop under that DevOps 2107.git. So it has created a one file that called as a .git. Okay, that is a one configuration file, guys. Okay, you can go and check in the backend also. You can see, guys, now .git. So it has been created. So now this location acts as your local repository, guys. Fine.
So, sir, wherever we are clicking git bash here, that will act as a local repository.
Not like that. Okay, you need to execute the command git init. Wherever
Okay.
you are executing the git init, right, that location acts as a git repository, git local repository.
Okay. So I can
So
have
why
multiple
I'm saying,
local repositories then.
yes, you can have
Okay.
any number of local repositories.
Okay.
Okay, so once you've done that, guys, you need to execute these two commands. Okay, sorry. Okay, so basically, so there is a two configuration file. In this configuration file we need to say what is my username, okay, and what is my email address. So this email address is same as your github.com URL, sorry, what do you call email account, same as. If you provide any other email ID, it will not work, guys. Okay, same as github email. Okay, so just copy this command, okay, and go to your github.com. So before that, as I told you, we need to sign up in a github.com, because this username and email address we need to provide the same thing, otherwise it will not work. Okay, you can see here when I click on this right hand top side, it is the username is saying that DevOps hyphen training. Okay, so this is the username, the same username I need to provide. So I will alter here only. So this I have missed by mistakenly, so let me change this one, and this email ID was DevOps dot training
So these kind of questions
715.
also interviewer will ask like what is the command for that and all.
No, so this is a one-time configuration here. So as I told you, right, that is a git init. That question they will ask.
Okay, so not every command.
No. So actually, some of the commands is there. Commands in the sense, some of the scenarios they will ask. Okay. So in an interview, based on scenarios, they will ask the questions. So as I told you, right? Git init. Sorry. Okay. Git init in the sense, it is going to initialize us that directory or that location as a local repository. Correct. Okay. In the interview, as I told you, they will ask, where is your local repository? So obviously, it will be our machine. Okay. But in your machine, where exactly this data is going to be stored? Okay. So that indicates wherever you execute this git init command, right? That location acts as your local repository. Got it?
Got it, sir. Thanks.
Okay. Fine. So just copy this command. So these two commands are a one-shot configuration, guys. Okay, you won't use this command again. Okay, so just copy this and execute here. Okay, then and do the same for email also. So basically, you need to provide username as well as email address. So this username and email address must be same what we have used for the github.com while signing up. Okay, so this configuration is done, guys. Now, okay, let me clear my screen. Okay, now what we will do, we will go to the github.com. Here we will create a one repository. Okay, so why we need to create a repository? So this is the one remote repo. Under that repo, I will be having n number of projects, right? So for that particular project, where exactly it has to go and store, right? So for that, what we will do, we will create a repository here in a github.com. Guys, if it is getting confusion, please let me know. Okay, so this is your github.com, and in the right hand top side, you will find a option called as a new repository, import repository, new guest, so guest, organization, new project. Okay, so click on this new repository. Okay, here we need to provide the repository name. So let's give the same repository, Devops 2107. Okay, what I gave here, right, in a local repository, Devops 2107. It is not mandatory to have the same name, guys. It can be anything. Okay, so just for my understanding, I am providing like this. Okay, and then okay, whether he wants to keep this repository as a public, you need to keep it in public. Whether he wants to keep it in a private, you need to click on private. Okay, so since it is a dummy one, I'm just keeping it as a public only. Okay, and click on repository.
So what is the difference between private and public? Like, is there any access that we need to give if someone wants to access our project?
Yes, correct. So public in the sense anybody can access this project and they can able to clone that. Okay, when I create a repository in a private one, so no one can able to access my project. Okay, so in that case, I need to provide the credentials and I need to provide the permissions for them in order to access my project.
Fine, sir. So if I create with the public repository, it will be visible for everyone. So even you create it, I'll be able to see that in github.com.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
Okay. So now it is provided some of the commands, guys. Here you can see. So or create a new repository on a command line. So what we need to do is we need to execute all these commands here. Okay, in our github.com. So what this commands will do is it will make the configuration between your local repository and your remote repository, guys. Remote repository for this specific repository, Devops 2107. So previously we have executed the username and email, right? That will make the configuration between your local and this github.com. Okay, so what these commands will do is these commands will make the configuration to your particular repository. Okay, so shall I execute, guys? It's clear, right?
So can you please repeat once again what is the purpose for these commands?
So basically before when I execute the git init, right? So after this git init, I have executed these two commands. That is the git config user.name. So this is the username and this is the email ID. So what it will do is it will make the configuration. Sorry guys, here the spelling is wrong. Okay. So what this configuration is going to do is it will make the configuration between your local repository and to your github.com. Okay. And to your github.com. Now, when I create a repository in a github.com, I have created a one repository. That repository name is called as a Devops 2107. Okay, and this is a private repository, public repository. Okay, so in now when whatever the command or whatever the task, whatever the code I am writing it, right? So I am pushing it to your to our remote repository. Correct. That is our github.com. In our github.com, where exactly it has to store that data, right? So for that I have created a one more repository under that. It is just like a folder under that subfolders. Okay, like that it is same. Okay, under github.com I have created a one subfolder or a one repository. That repository name is called as a Devops 2107. That is the repository name. Okay, so once you do this one, it will provide the some of the commands to execute. Okay, so this will make the configuration between your local repository and to this Devops 2107 repository. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I got it, sir. So one question here, sir, actually. So
Yeah.
I have a one local repository. Say, for example, I have two remote repository access. Okay. So I have connected to one of my remote. So I'm pushing my code from one of the local repository to remote repository. Okay. So the next time I wanted to change into another repository, what I have. Okay. So that time I have to execute the this kind of command what it is available in another repository. I mean, is my understanding is correct?
See, basically it is a one-time configuration. Okay, so every time you can't change that those things. If you want that code to be available in your repository, okay, we can do the cherry pick. Okay, it will come to know in the next sessions
Okay.
using
So
the
if I commit,
cherry pick. Ah,
yes, yes. Yeah. So if I execute these commands once,
hmm.
so I'll be able to push from my local repository to a remote repository, which is the only one remote repository. I can't access other remote repositories from my local machine.
So it is not like that. Your good name.
Delhi Raja, yesterday Raja, yeah, you can call me.
Okay, Raja, sorry. Okay, fine. See, whatever the configuration you are doing, right? This username and what do you call email ID provided, right? Under that, what are all the repositories available, or what are all the projects available, right? So you will be having those repositories access to you.
Okay.
Okay. If you have, so let's say you have created your one github.com. Okay, I have my own github.com. You cannot access my GitHub repository. Okay, in the organization level also same thing. Okay, so in the organization you will be having their own GitHub repository. Okay, but it will be having the one single repository. Under that they will be having the n number of projects.
Okay, sir, got it.
Okay, okay, the same thing which I am doing right now. Okay, so once you what do you call create the public repository, guys, you will get the two options here. One is HTTPS, another one is SSH. Okay, so for time being you use HTTPS, don't use SSH. In the next session I will show you what is the use of this SSH. Okay, so for time being just click on this HTTPS. This will changes your code here. So just what you need to do is just copy this entire command. Okay, and go to your GitHub repository, sorry, git bash here, and do a right click and paste all these commands. Okay, it what it will do is it will, let me open here only. What it will do is it will create the one file that is called as a Devops 2107. Under that it is redirecting to readme.md. One file it is going to be created. Okay, so once it is done, it is executing git init that we have already done. Okay, and then it is adding git readme.md. Okay, and then it is committing the commit message. They have mentioned it as a first commit. Okay, I will tell you what exactly this git add git commit in the next in the after 5 minutes. Okay, then what they are going to do, that the this code, whatever this readme.md is there, that they are going to push it to this repository. Okay, sorry, they are basically they're going to add here, that is the URL of this devops 2107 repository. Okay, and then what we are going to do, we are going to push that code to our this 2107 repository, guys. So once I do this one, just do a refresh, this readme will be available, right? It will be available in your remote repository. Okay, I will instead of this readme, I will show with one more code, guys. Okay, so I have selected HTTPS only, right? Yeah, now it is showing the git push hyphen u origin master. Okay, so once you do a enter, guys, it will ask you for the credentials. Okay, that is your GitHub credentials. Just do a enter. It is trying to push, guys. Okay, so it has pushed automatically. Okay, because my machine is already configured with the SSH here. Okay, hence this is the issue. Okay, no issues, I will explain that. Now you just refresh this page. Okay, so this is what your repository, now it is ready and you can able to use this code. Okay, one more thing, guys, in a GitHub, not only in a GitHub, in every branches, not in every branches, in every repository, by default you will find this master branch, guys. Okay, you can see by default you will find this master branch, and in this master branch access we will not give to any of our development team, QA team, or any other team members also. Okay, we will not give this access. In that case, what we will do is we will create a sub branches. That means it will be the exactly the clone or a mirror image of your master branch. Okay, you will come to know. So before that, let me open on my document. I want to show you something. Is Git. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show. So how the data flows, guys, here. So this is very important. Okay, so whenever you create any file, okay, or any directories, or any code, okay, by default you will be in a working directory. That is the first stage. Okay, and then what we need to do is here it will be in an untracking stage. That means whatever the data is there, that is not in a tracking stage. Okay, in order to make that data to be in a tracking stage, what we need to do is we need to execute the command git add. Okay, so here only we come to, we have added here, right? So git add readme.md. Okay, sorry, like that, whatever the file name, so just we need to execute git add. Okay, so what it will become is, so it the whatever the data or file whichever is in untracking stage, it will come into a tracking stage. That is called as a staging area. So once the data is available in a staging area, guys, you want to store that file, okay, for permanently. So how to store? You need to execute the command git commit. Okay, then only that file or a code is going to be stored permanently into your local machine. Okay, so once the data is available into your local repository, if you want to push that code to your remote repository, okay, how to push? By executing the command git push. Okay, so once you execute this git push command, your data is going to be stored into your remote repository, guys. Okay, let me show you with this an example. Let me clear my screen. Okay, right now there is a only one file, that is a readme.md is there, right? So just what I will do, I will create a one file. Touch, let's create a file name called as a hdfc. Okay, just it is a some dummy file I'm creating here. Enter. Okay, so this file has been created, guys. Here you can see hdfc file has been created. So guys, my screen is visible, right?
No, we cannot see your Git bash screen.
So what exactly right now you're seeing?
Yeah, now we can see now. Git bash.
So everybody is facing the same issue.
No, sir, I'm not facing the issue. It's clear for me.
Fine, sir. Clear.
Okay, thank you. So if you have any lag, just disconnect and join. Okay. So I have just created a one file that is a dummy file called as a HDFC. Okay. Now I want to check the status of this file. So that means where is my data here? Okay, whether it is in a working area or staging area or local repository. I don't know. Okay. I need to check that. So how we will check this? Okay. Using the command. I'm just making a note of it. Okay. So git init git config. So these things we are done. Then comes the git status. Okay, so by executing the git status command, guys, you will come to know what is the status of that file. Okay, so let's execute the same thing here, git status. Okay, just hit enter. What it is saying? Untracked file. Okay, so what is the file name? HDFC. Correct. That means right now my file is available in a working area. Okay, that is in an untracked stage. Okay, now what I need to do is I need to execute the command git add, so that what happens, this file will come from working area to staging area. Okay, so let's execute the command git
So 1 minute, sir.
add. Yeah,
Sir, untracking file in the sense it will be somewhere in your local machine if you create that HTFC file, right? Is my understanding is correct?
yes, it's
It
correct.
can be, yeah. So it will. Can you show me that where it is available now? Because you have made that local repository now as Devops 2017, right? But if now you have created STFC file that will be in somewhere else apart from Devops 2017, 2017,
It
sorry,
will be
21.0.
it will be available in same location only, 2107 only. Let me show you.
Okay.
Okay,
Sir,
so
please
I
show
have
us the physical
created that
tracking
in
also so that we will understand.
sorry.
So whenever you are executing your command, so please show us that in a folder as well, so that we will get to know what exactly happening in the background.
Okay, so just minimize. So here is my directory. Okay, Devops 2107. Okay, here you can see this SDFC is available here only. Okay, but this is not in a tracking stage of the git repository. Git, that file is available in this directory. Okay, but it is not tracking here.
Okay.
Okay, it is available in same location, 21 Devops 2107. Okay,
Yes, sir.
For creating a new file in the command in git bash is
sorry, your good name. Sorry, I didn't get you. Can you repeat your question one more time?
sir, I want to know the command to create a new file. Like you create a file HDFC. I just want to know
Touch,
what is
touch,
the input. Okay.
touch. TOUCH, touch. Okay, touch, or you can
Okay,
use,
sir.
or also VI. Okay, anyone. Okay, so this will create a some empty file. Okay,
Okay.
So this is
now
a
check
Linux
the
command, not
script.
the Git commands.
Yes, those two are only git commands, sorry, Linux commands. Okay. While practicing, guys, you will come to know. Okay, while taking the Linux section, I will go in a depth. Okay, so those two are simple commands.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, now you check the git status, guys. So okay, here only I have executed, right, git status. Okay, let me clear my screen and execute one more time git status. Okay, so yeah, what it is saying, it is in the untracked stage. That file name is called as a HDFC, and what it is saying, use git add to include it. Okay, that means in order to make this HDFC file as in a tracking stage. Okay, what I need to do is I need to execute the command git add and with the file name. Okay, so let me execute that git add with the file name. HDFC is my file name. Okay, just hit enter. Okay, so in a Linux, guys, if you don't get any errors, okay, so that indicates, so sorry, when you execute any command in a Linux, it will come to the next command prompt. Okay, that means that above command has executed successfully. Okay, otherwise it will throw error here only down. Okay, or else if you have any dots, you can use -v also, that is a verbose. Okay, now check the git status again, what it is showing. Okay, now what it is saying, on branch master, as I told you, by default we will be in a master branch. Okay, on branch master, your branch is up to date with origin and master, that means with a local repository and your remote repository. Changes to be committed. Okay, so this is a new file and the file name is called as a hdfc. Okay, that means that file is there, right now it is available in a staging area. In order to save this file permanently, okay, what I need to do is I need to execute the command git commit. That means I'm going to commit the data. If you are knowing about the Oracle database or any other database, guys, whatever the changes is there, we used to do, once you commit, then only it is going to be stored, right? So here also same thing. Okay, whatever the changes you wants to make, just change it. Okay, and once you make that permanently to be available in your machine, in your computer, then you need to commit that. Okay, and here also the commit, what you call, command is called as a git commit. Okay, so let's execute the same thing, git commit. Okay, so what is the file name? File name is called as a hdfc. So when you do this one, guys, okay, it will open a one more window. Okay, that will be just like your vi editor, or just like in that means your normal notepad. Okay, if you don't want that thing, okay, what we can do is just use a shortcut, that is a -m, git commit -m, under double quote, mention the commit name. Okay, that means what the name you wants to provide for this commit. Okay, so it should be a one, what do you call, by seeing this commit name only you should come to know, saying that this commit regard, I mean, specify the say so and so changes in the git repository. Okay, so since I'm doing it in a second one, so I will make this one as a second commit. Okay, so what I'm going to do, git commit -n second commit. Okay, just enter. Okay, what it is saying, one file has been changed. Okay, now let me clear my screen and execute the command git status. Now what it is saying, your branch master is ahead of origin and master by one commit. Okay, that means I have committed one code now, right? So now what I need to do is I need to execute the command git push. Okay, in order to publish the local commits. Okay, so what I need to do, command git push -u origin. So -u origin is the alias name, guys, and for which branch I am going to push this code, to master branch. Okay, that branch name you need to provide. Okay, git push -u origin master, enter. So now this hdfc file was there, guys, right? So that will be available into your github repository of devops 2107 repository, guys. Okay, it has been pushed successfully. Now you can see the status here, git status again, it will be clear, right? What it is saying, your branch is up to date with version and master. Now what you can do, you can go and check with your github repository. Just refresh here, that hdfc file I have created in my local machine, right? That file will be available in this repository, guys. Okay, just refresh this. See, guys, hdfc, right? So this file has been keyed here from local to remote repository, and you can see the name I have provided, right? The second commit. So this is the commit message. Clear, guys? Any doubts here?
So one question.
Mhm.
This is something named as master, right? So that is not a repository, that's a branch, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so if I wanted to put that in uh, like in subfolders, like the clone that you said, something is, so I should provide git push -u and something. What is the name of the sub repositories or sub region. So that is how I can provide it. Instead of master, I should give some other name if I want to commit into
Yes, correct.
some other branches.
Yes,
Okay. So yeah, so you put something right, hyphen u and hyphen m and also that I don't understand. So can you please elaborate it again?
okay. So let me write it down here only. So what we need to do is we need to execute the command git add. Okay, so what this git add file name. Okay, so what this command will do is this command will make the code from stay working area to staging area. Okay, once it is done, in order to save that file permanently into your local machine, we need to execute the command git, sorry, git commit. Okay, so if you provide only git commit, it will doesn't understand what exactly it is. Okay, so which file he wants to commit. Okay, what we need to do is git commit file name we need to provide. Okay, if you provide this name, okay, if you provide this, what happens is it will open a one more window. Okay, that will be just a one notepad. Okay, under notepad we need to provide the commit message. Okay, the second commit I mentioned, right, like that it will ask for the commit message. In order to avoid that, okay, what I did is I have used hyphen m here. Okay, that indicates the module here. Okay, and provide under double quote provide the commit message. Just remove this file name and here provide commit message. Simple. So once you commit this, whatever the data was available, right, that will be stored permanently into your local repository. And once it is done, what you need to do is you need to execute the command git push. Okay, so git push is the command to push any of the code from local repository to remote repository. But in remote, where exactly it has to store, right? So for that, we need to provide hyphen u, u stands for user, and origin, that is the alias name. Okay, alias name, and to which branch you are right now you're pushing. Okay, I'm pushing it to the master branch because I don't have any other branch right now. Okay, hence I am pushing it to the master branch, hence the name I have provided here. So once you execute this command, it will ask you for the username and password. In my case, it is not asked. Why? Because I have configured the SSH key. Okay, in the tomorrow's class I will show you how to configure the SSH key. So what happens is if you don't configure the SSH key, right, so in every push, okay, we need to provide the username and password. Okay, that will be a irritating, guys, right? So every time providing the username and password. So in order to avoid that, what we will do is we will configure a SSH key. Okay, if you configure SSH key, we no need to provide any username and password. By default, it will push us that code to your remote repository. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Sir, hyphen M stands for message, right?
yes, yes, yes,
U stands for user.
yeah. And origin is the alias name, and master is the branch name.
Yes. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So clear, guys? Anybody, any issues? So all these commands you guys needs to practice, guys. Okay, unless you guys practice now, you may feel it is quite difficult. Okay, so please be practice these commands.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir, do you have more list of commands that we can practice?
Yeah, I will share that one. Okay, I will share to the Microsoft. They will share because right now I don't have any of the email IDs or contact numbers, right? So once it is fully fledged now, so I can able to share the documents easily. Okay, so for not 2 days, so it will be resolved.
Okay, sir. Fine.
Okay, I have prepared the Excel sheet and everything. Okay, I will share that document. In the single Excel sheet, you'll find all the commands. So I hope you can be able to see these commands. So for Linux, I have created separate Git, separate Docker, separate Ansible, separate. So whichever I remember, I used to make a note of it here. So it will be very easy to get that code. Okay.
Yes. So one more question, sir. So can you please go to that notepad or word where you noted that commands and all?
Yeah.
It's no, not the notepads. Yeah. So
Yeah.
here,
This
sir,
is a command.
you mentioned that. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So here you mentioned that git add file name. So that will this add command will make that staging, right? It will be available in our local repository, and if you commit, that will available in your local repository permanently. Correct? Correct, sir. Is my
Yes.
understanding?
Yeah. Correct.
Sir,
Yes, yes, it is
I
correct.
mean, yeah, yeah. So once you are creating that HTFC file, right? It was available in our local repository, but why again we are doing that command and making that?
So that
That's
is
what
the
I'm not getting.
data flow happens. That is the data flow of data. Okay. It happens logically in a Git software.
Okay, okay. Initially we are committing the read file dot me, readme dot some file we committed, right?
Ignore,
First commit.
ignore about that adme.readme. Okay. It is somewhat dummy file. It is okay. In order to configure that automatically in a previous version, right, those commands they are not able to give. Okay, right now they are giving that command. In order to it is easy to execute that. So if you execute all those 5 commands, right, automatically it will configure. So hence they are providing that. So previously we need to execute that those commands manually.
Okay, sir. So one more question, sir. So this STFC file you created in between after you started your git bash, correct, sir?
Yes. Yeah.
Say for example, I created 5 to 10 files, and I'm start in the initial stage itself, and I'm trying to open git bash here. Okay, I'm opening my git. So that time I don't need to give this add command, right? Add and commit command. I can directly go and push it, right? Because when I do that git bash here only, it understands
No,
that it
it
is a
can't.
local request.
No, it is not possible. You need to execute. So if you want, you can try that. Go to your computer,
Okay,
and once you install the git bash, right, just execute, open a git bash here, and execute git init. Okay, so that directory will act as your local repository. So then when you execute the git status, whatever all the files or directories was available, right, that it will show in the untracking stage.
okay, okay, sir.
Okay,
Okay, sir.
tracking
Okay,
in the
there's as I said.
sense, yes, it
Yes,
is
sir. Please go
mandatory.
ahead.
Okay,
Okay.
see, you see this figure, right? So this is the data flow, how actually works.
Yes, sir. I understand. So this is to understand the git. So this is in this stage and this stage and all.
Yeah. So this is mandatory. We need to whatever the data is there, that data flows in the same sequence only. We can't do any changes here. That is the
Okay,
software
so
they have built.
okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So one more question. So we have created that HTTPS, right, sir? So that time you got one URL. So if you want to commit something, we can directly go and launch the URL by giving our credentials, and we can directly push that code from the web itself, right? There is another way that is possible to do that.
Sorry. Can you repeat your question again?
Uh, so we got one URL once we have created that git and all, right, sir. That you put it right, a
That's
git
correct.
branch. Yeah, yeah. So that we can directly launch in a browser, and we can directly go to the repository by giving a credentials, and we can push it from there also.
Basically, we need to do it in a command line only. Okay. We are not supposed to do like that. Okay.
Okay, so
So
that is
best
not the
practice is
recommended way to do
used
that.
to do it. Yes, correct. Okay. So you need to do it
Okay,
from a command line only.
okay, sir.
Okay.
So may I know, sir, what is the difference between these two, like pushing that directly into that uh, going to the repository in using browser and using commands?
Let me show you. So you can see this clone or download is about just Post it here. It is coming here only. Okay. So and if you want to add more geo, you can do it here. Go to the file, or if you want, you can click on the file and you can able to create a new file here. Okay. But it is not a recommended way. Okay. So in all our scripts and all, now we are not supposed to use this GUI methods. Okay. We need to do it in a command line only. So how much you are using the command line, right? Then you will become that much of expertise in these commands,
Yes, yes, sir. That's
and
true.
your work will also get easy.
Yes.
Okay. That is not a GUI we are not supposed to use.
Okay.
Because in what I call Jenkins and all, when we are configuring, right, we can't come to here and upload a file here. Okay, so that is not possible, right? So there we need to provide the commands only.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Thank you, sir. Yes.
so any other doubts? Yeah, welcome. So guys, any other doubts?
One more question. Actually,
Okay,
when
guys,
I'm
fine.
creating
Then
that,
Chimok will.
oh, sorry, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's
So
okay. Go ahead.
yeah. So actually, when we are creating that Linux in AWS, right? So actually, it is asking PAN number and all. Actually, I need to provide that, or should I give no?
I don't know. Recently, I have not signed up. Basically, they used to ask for the this one. What do you call? Debit card or credit
Yes, sir.
card details.
So
I'm
Now
not
they
guys,
are
in the
asking
guys,
PAN number also.
yeah.
yes. Can I provide you my PAN number?
You can provide at the one. Yeah, it doesn't. It will not make any problem. Okay, just for
Okay.
learning purpose, you are using it. Those issues.
Yes, yes, sir.
And even though if you get any more bill, right, you can call to the customer care of this AWS and say, tell them we are learning purpose. We have done this one, and they will waive off that bill also. We was not knowing. We are just learning. So unknowingly we got this much of it. Please waive off like that. If you is a request, they will waive off that amount also. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, guys. Then. So I hope you guys are understanding. If you get any doubts, let me know, guys. There is no issues. Okay. So please wait
So
for 1 week or another by this week. Okay. So I will get everybody's contact number and WhatsApp group will be created so that I can able to share the documents. And if you get any doubts also, you can just drop a message in a WhatsApp with the error screenshot. Okay. So that I can understand and revert on the same, guys. Okay.
yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Fine, guys, then we'll catch up at same time 9. And one more thing, guys. Okay, since I'm starting 9:15, right? Since it is a starting stage, right? So many of them will be joining. So hence I'm taking late. Okay. So only this week it will be 9:15. By next week onwards, it will be 9 p.m. only. Okay.
It's fine.
Sure. Sir.
Okay, guys. Then bye. Yeah.
Thank
Good
you.
night, guys.
Thanks,
Take care.
Tushar.
Yeah. Good night, guys. Good night. Bye. Bye, everyone.